Hello and what is up everyone, and welcome to today's video. My name's Ash, I'm 20, I live here in France. That's basically all the information you need to know about me. So yes, I meant to do it then. It's okay. Uh, so, this is literally a follow-up video from last video, but also its own kind of video, I guess. The pigeons are making noises. Da, da, da. Probably gonna close those windows in a minute if it gets a little bit too overwhelming for me. But in this video, I wanted to kind of go over just a few things that I kind of forgot, and also just, vibe, what have you, chat. Yes, yeah, I'm gonna definitely close those windows. Wait. So if y'all didn't see the previous video, I'm doing everything in one shot. So not like if I don't like the shot that I did, then I'll just redo it, but I'm not like editing or anything, as it just keeps it low maintenance, and I'm not really here to get the views. I'm just really here to kind of express my thoughts. I'm sure you're gonna see me very much wear the same outfit on repeat. These are kind of my pajamas, and I wear my pajamas after I've had a shower each day, and I usually shower in the evenings because I live in France, and I'm not waking up early, even earlier than I have to. So yes. But tomorrow I have a few things planned, quite a few things actually. I am going to a shopping area in that part of the city, just literally generally that way. And I'm gonna be picking up a few things, and I'm also going to the library. So we're gonna be sorting out my library list. For those who haven't seen my video process of how I do things, I do not have OCD, by the way, nor do I have ADHD. None of that is confirmed by anyone. I don't really want to have a diagnosis of what I've got and what I haven't got, because I find them to be quirks of whatever people think that I may have. And it's just my own personal belief. To be honest, I don't really care that much. I know I learn in a different way. I'm more of a manual person rather than a reading in school person. I know what I am capable of and what I'm not capable of, and that's that really. So yes, but for those who do not know, I am a big fan of lists nonetheless. For days that I have a little bit too much going on, or there's just general things I want to do, I like to do a little post-it note, which is actually something that my nan recommended. She's been doing this for years, literally probably since she had my aunts and my mum as kids, when they were kids or babies, whatever. So it's been going on for a moment. But I personally, I write even basic tasks like watching a series, just to give or listen to certain music, just to give myself an idea of what to do, or like do dishes, like chores and things just to do. Do I achieve them all? No, I'm not really a completionist like that. Like I didn't take a nap today, and I haven't done some of these tasks just yet, but it's just I can always move it on to the next day, easy. So yeah. But I like doing lists. I just write today's tasks, write the list down, then when I'm done with it, I like take it off, put it in my bin, and then that's it. That's just how my brain works. And the reason why I talk about that is because I like to write lists down for when I go to the library. I like of things that I want to pick up, and I do designate a good 4 hours of just where is it? I do designate a good 4 hours, and my book, this is my general book. I bought a new one, and it's a little bit bigger, for when I finish this book. This is my general book. I've been trying to find the name for it, but it's an all-in-one book. I call it the Book of Chaos, as it's kind of my thoughts, random concepts that I come up with, expressing feelings, like I do have a separate journal book which I actually will get into today as well, but it's just an all-in-one like even schedule planning, because I like planning things. But one of the lists that I have in this book is specifically things. Technically it says library book list, but that also includes like DVDs that I could pick up from my library, because my library is a multimedia technically, and that just means that they've got all different types of things that you can borrow, like DVDs, CDs, vinyls, what else, audiobooks. I freaking love those, and just things like that, and it's amazing, and it's all completely free for under 26-year-olds, which I mean that's just amazing to make sure the youths, whilst they're unable to afford much, at least they can still get their own education or still be able to have the cultures around them. I really find that amazing in my city. But yeah, so I usually like to write a list down. I do it in pencil and then I go over it in pen, with the stuff that I got in replacement, or like some things I might not be able to pick up, and then so yeah, I've not been picking up much, kind of. I mean, it says I have, and I guess I actually picked up the same amount as last time, but I find that it's a little bit overwhelming at the moment. My life's a little bit too hectic, especially with working. I need to become more realistic, so I think picking up about probably 3 or 4 things, including like music and stuff, is probably the best way to go. And this is saving me so much money. It's every 3 weeks that I can borrow something for, so I do not mind it, and I can prolong it if it's not backlisted, so that's great. So yeah, but I don't really like to prolong it. Sometimes I just kind of return it, and then if it's back on the shelves in time, then I'll borrow it again. But it's just I don't really like the prolonging part on my phone. I don't want to do that, so I just kind of leave that. But yeah, but I'm trying to be realistic. I don't think I'll pick up any books, I just find that I've got books that I need to read currently, like that I'm currently reading or like want to read at the moment, that I probably won't even pick up books from a library, which is kind of ironic, unless it's like a linguistic based book, which I love those books, they're amazing. I picked up Réflexions sur des langues by Noam Chomsky, or Reflections of Languages by Noam Chomsky, who is a sociologist. I've been really getting into sociology after someone introduced me to just the concept, and just the idea that there's many different types. So I just did a basic introduction of general sociology, and it recommended some some authors, some sociologists, I guess you'd call them, just people like that. And yeah, so I've been slowly trying to read the books and everything, and I had to actually order the book by Noam Chomsky from a older version of the library, the smaller version, and they had to get it from the back because of how old the book is, and I found that to be so cool. Luckily they're not like strict with it or anything, so everyone could go to it, because I did ask like a load of questions. I was like, how am I sure is it sure that I can like pick this up and not be like in trouble or something? They're like, no, you're chill, or you just need to fill out a piece of paper, because they did it analog style. It's so cool. Like they did it like on a piece of paper, like the old libraries did, whatever, and like just say when you're returning what book you got, etc. And I was like, how do I fill this out, because I genuinely don't know what to do. And it was just really, I just ended up chatting with the librarian, and it's just a vibe, you know. So yeah, it was a good time that I had there, picking that up. And also it's just one of those subjects I absolutely love, which I probably should get into on this channel. I was thinking briefly to start get into like some sort of streaming, but it is a little bit awkward to get into YouTube streaming, because I need 50 subscribers apparently, and that's just kind of, I'm not really forcing myself to get subscribers on this YouTube app. Like, I'm not gonna be not spamming content, but spamming content that I just don't think is like myself. Like I'm not doing this for the fame. I'm doing this because I kind of want to find people that are like me, and like just be able to chat to people and stuff. I don't want to like get a load of money or anything like that. I don't know. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to say about that one. So I don't know where I was going. Anyways, yeah, I wanted to sort that out super quickly. I haven't really looked into any books in particular. I did write down a couple of things, which are mangas and BDs, which are actually all quite easily. Oh yeah, I really need to. Okay, so there's a few mangas on here. You got Breakdown manga, Side B manga, Fédération BD, which is a bande dessin. Basically it's a comic book. And then Sociologie de la personnalité. Psychology is kind of one of my passion subjects to learn. I don't know what it is. I think trying to understand the minds of people is just really interesting. And like, because I don't quite understand people, if that makes sense, and I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me, I guess, last year before I started getting into psychology, and I just thought that was the best way to go about it. Because yeah, I've been dealing with stuff since the age of like 12, and you know, it's just been I just kind of wanted to figure out more about it, you know. So psychology has been helping out, like the learning about it, and now I'm seeing a psychologist. It's pretty good. Yeah, so I think it also helps me to disattach to things that are technically unrelated to me, but it's kind of like a third degree, like in this no, second degree, because it's not happening to me, but it's happening to someone I love and care about, and it's really hard to detach myself from the situation. So yeah, so I try not to, you know, and there's just a load of stuff happening in general at the moment, so it's just, I think it's helping me progress in my mental health, and I think that's also why I've been going in a better direction this past year or so, because yeah, no, I was at my worst last year, let's just say that. So yeah, or like even the past 8 years, like I've said, but this year, yeah, I really want this to be my year, and it's the first time I've ever said that. But 2026, it's had a lot of downfalls, yes, but I think I've seen the positives, and I'm improving myself. I've got a job this year. I ran my first ever 5K this year, and I also ran my first ever 10K last week. The fuck? Like, those are things to celebrate, you know? And yeah, people don't really celebrate the small things. And I mean, amongst everything else that's going on in my life, it literally feels like it was 2-3 weeks ago when I did my 10K, but no, it was just last week. but mentally, because of how much has been going on, it's gone all over the place. But I just wanted to say that super quickly. So yeah. But what else? No, that's all I've written down. I think that's a pretty good selection because don't really want to read like heavy books, and I think I predicted that I didn't want to read heavy books because I do have stuff on me. And I've just been enjoying it, reading and stuff. But I think it's draining me in this time of getting used to things. So I'm just moving that to the side. I'm just doing manga, something that I can read after work because I'm doing morning shifts, and just things like that. So I am gonna do that. I always, by default, but I will write this down in pencil, wherever my pencil is. Let me go and get that way. I'm gonna leave this rolling, leave it live action, as we say. I guess, I don't know. Sorry. Pencil. No. My retainer fell. LMAO. Oh, gross. Okay. That's funny. Okay, so in pencil, I actually wrote it in pen. What I got, what I want to get this time around, so that's kind of funny. Also, I'm sorry about. I had water and I had pizza today. Yeah, and I also brushed my teeth compared to earlier when I recorded my last video. LMAO. So we have that. We also want a new, not new book. It's new music. I've been discovering a lot of new music on my, what is it on my phone? Yeah, on my Deezer app. It's been going really well. I've actually just discovered a load of new things, and I do love doing that. It's just I think I have more time for that than I do anything else, and like when I listen to music, it's just quite relaxing, and I don't know, like I've also, I don't know if I said this, but I've been enjoying The Witcher recently, the past month or so, but it's really slow progress for me because I've been in a binge slump, if that makes sense. Like I used to be able to binge a full, like for example, I binged Weeds that was just before that, but like a month before. That was like the last series I binged, and that was within like 2 weeks, all 8 seasons. That's just crazy. So I haven't exactly been in the right headspace for that recently. I don't think, because it's just been kind of chaotic. So yeah, new music and new audiobook. I love listening to an audiobook. And I listen to the DVD, the CD versions, as they are actually really like helpful actually. Audiobook. As I pick out the ones that are in English. At the moment I'm currently listening to Victor Hugo Tome 2, Les Miserables, and I actually read this in college, which is the equivalent of middle school, if I remember correctly, or secondary school, depending on where you are. And essentially I've read it there, but I didn't really read it because it was kind of forced upon us as kids, and you're like not interested. So I do remember that, but I don't remember what happened in it or anything. And I got the first and second volume of the audiobook, and it's going pretty well. I just don't have enough time to finish the audiobook, so I'm probably gonna drop it off instead of extending my time, and then continue where I left off, if I can pick it up in like quickly like that. And it's the first audiobook in French that I've listened to, because I'm very much I've been very much listening to the English ones because they have a small English section or international section, which is actually really nice when you think about it. Like they've got international sections, they've got a language learning section. It's just great. So yeah, so those are the things I'm gonna pick up. That's 6 things total. Is there anything else? I don't have time for a new series nor a film. because or else if I'm watching a film it's probably going to be in 2 parts, and I don't like that, you know. I think this month is just going to be a de-stress month. I don't have much going on, it's just with work. I just kind of need to get used to everything. So yeah, does the fly want to go out? Let's see. Oh girl, flies are in it, bro. That's crazy. I just hope I don't hit my back like I did last time, because that has actually happened recently and it like scraped skin off my back. Okay, so yeah, I've done that, and I also wanted to show off my journal. I don't know when the last time I did it was. I'm just gonna assume it was May, and so I'm gonna do June and then this month's, which is obviously July. So June, obviously I've not really been, it looks a little bit hectic, but it's kind of the same thing slowly being advanced, or like with the music it's just me re-listening to the same thing whilst I'm like running or going on a walk or something. So yeah, but this is what June looks like. So yeah, and I do like little goal things. I don't think I ever complete them, if I'm being honest, like the goals that I set for myself, so I don't think I've set any for this month, and I'm okay with that. But I do have an achievements section, which is just like things that I should be proud of myself with. Like literally this month, last month was amazing with achievements. Like there's only 2 achievements, but I mean, I think it's probably my best month yet, really. So yeah. But I also got paid that month as well, because I did a 3-day job thing, which was fun, and it was at a national association for thrifting, secondhand clothes shop, or just shop in general, but specifically the clothing section. That was pretty good. And then I kind of changed out the layout and the point system that I do for the media I absorb, because this is I don't do full-on spreadsheets. I'm not an aesthetic girly. I want it straight to the point. I'm lazy. I want this to be as easy as physically possible so I can actually keep up with it, because sometimes I'm just not in the mood, you know, and sometimes I even skip days. So yeah, but this is what it looks like, and I've changed it, so instead of doing like a set amount of like a set section for each category, I've just instead kind of differentiate the titles, and the only difference is I've divided the categories with like book, like 3B for example is a 3rd book of the month, for example. Yeah. Or like M is music, AB, but I kind of merged them into one letter almost, like it's A, and then you actually connect the 3 part of the B, like this part of the B, so you do A and then it's connected like that. That's audiobook. And then series, I like to do an S. And yeah, and film, I do this weird thing for a film, and also for podcasts I do weird things. Let me show y'all. This is perks of having this book, you know, this chaotic book, because I can just do this without feeling too guilty. Let me just rub that out, because that's kind of useless. Okay, so how I like to do it, this is for films, which may seem weird, but it's kind of cool actually, I find. I do it like that. And then for podcasts, I do this, which is also probably weird and hors de sujet of it, but yeah, I do that for podcasts. I don't know why I do it that way. It's just kind of developed since I've been journaling and stuff, and I kind of like it being its own thing. But those are the only ones that have their own unique like symbols, if that makes sense. Like I haven't really done anything for anything else. It's just kind of, yeah. Originally I was just doing one dot for a series, but then I just decided to differentiate it, because writing it down here is just awkward. Then we're gonna skip the journaling part, which I only did 2 pages of, technically 4 if you're including each side. But sometimes it's gonna be a lot, sometimes it's not gonna be much at all. Really depends. I'm not writing every single day. But when I do write, it's kind of to like catch myself up, and I do not read. I don't reread what I write as often as I probably should. I don't know why. It's not because I'm like ashamed of it or anything. I think once it's written down, I'm at peace, and I think that's why I do this for. And I think it just kind of helps me release that, you know. It's kind of like when I write feelings down towards people in my life. I write it down in my chaotic book, just because it could be like a letter to the most hated person I have in my life, and it just kind of, you know, like it's like talking to someone to me, I think. So yeah, but this is my July one. I try to be a little bit aesthetic, but obviously it's not really like the most aesthetic thing out there. The only difference for this one is I got rid of the mood bit, as I wasn't keeping up with it, and my mood kind of changes within the moment rather than based on the day, because I could have an amazing morning but then have one minor interaction and it kind of lowers the level a bit, and it's just like I don't really want that to be based on that. So instead of writing down the feelings and the amount of sleep that I have, because I'm not really into the whole statistics bit, I just write when something has gone really bad in my life, in my actual journal. And I put an X, like literally just like, for if it's been like a horrible experience, you know, like something that's like I hesitate to tell anyone in real life about, you know. So yeah, just like trauma worthy stuff, or well, not trauma worthy, but just like stuff that's like, I don't know, like I can't even tell the people that like I trust the most, kind of thing, you know. Then we got the media tracker. I'm filling this out a lot quicker than I usually do, but it's because I've kind of changed out the layout, and I kind of like the layout, so I think next month I'm gonna stick to it, because it's all in black and white. Like it's all, apart from this bit here, up here, it's all in black and white. It's chilling, we're vibing, and it differentiates. So you obviously got the title of whatever it is that I'm consuming. Then you've got the type of media it is, plus the amount that I made of the month it is, and then we've got the artist in brackets below everything. So I don't know if y'all see that, and I don't mind you reading my opinions on certain things, but yeah, these are really cool. This is my all-in-one journal. I basically call it because I like tracking my media stuff, like the stuff that I consume, but I don't go to the extent of like tracking the amount of videos I watch, or the amount of like YouTube videos, or the amount of just things like that. It's more so writing a review about a album that I like fully listen to, because I don't do individual songs. I listen to the whole album, just because there might be a hidden gem, you know, or like it might just be one of those like good like background albums that you can just have whilst you're like doing dishes or something, and that's what I found mostly this month, which is actually kind of nice. So yeah, and also I kind of do, either I judge by the title or I judge by the album cover, but then I actually listen to it, and then I fully like I fully listen to it multiple times before I make the decision of if it's good or not, in my opinion, rather than judging. But like, rather than judging by the actual cover itself, if that makes sense. Like if I find the cover cool, then I'll pick it up. Like I'll choose it, and then I'll listen to it, and then sometimes it's shit, you know. So yeah, but that's all. I had to pause that for a moment because my brother just came into the apartment and he can hear pretty well, and I'm not really wanting this to like go out to my family and stuff. I don't know. But overall, I think my system at the moment works. My system's constantly evolving each month. Like for example, this was April time. Very different, I feel like, to what I'm doing now, but I'm just figuring it all out, you know? Like that was more high maintenance than it is currently because life has gotten chaotic. But for the days that things are not as chaotic, then obviously I will change it. But I think for a couple months it may be a little bit too much. Also the pointing system that I currently follow, I don't know if it already exists, but this is just based on preferences. Is a 0 to 5 I guess stars, but I don't really use stars. It's a 0 to 5 number scale system. 0 being absolutely hate, like I listen to one song and it's like nah. There's a good example, the artist 6ix9ine or 6ix9ine, which no. One is nice concept, won't pick up again. Example, the example is My City's Opera Rock. This isn't the album itself, but don't really want to share my location. And it's kind of not opera rock, and it's not my style at all. So nice concept though, you know. 2 is Meh. 5 Seconds of Summer, Ariana Grande, just generic stuff that's kind of like not like it's popular to everyone else, but I just kind of don't see it. Or like I understand why it's popular, but it's just not for me, for example. 3 is pretty decent. Example, Dominic Fike and Rose Villain. Rose Villain is actually pretty good. Italian artist. It's just not my most preferred music, but it like one of the only Italian artists I listen to, and I have most of her albums on my playlist. And I say that I think it's everything but Sakura, whatever you want to call it. But I love the Gotham album. I also like the I don't know what it's called, but it's like a red album, and you've got a song like Fully Legit and Patrick Bateman on that. So good. That, I mean, yeah, I can't speak Italian, but the cars are running. I can't speak Italian, but oh my, the music is good. Also, no, those are the basically just background music, stuff that I can bob my head to, enjoy, but and also learn the words too because I'm bobbing my head and stuff, but not something that's like outstanding. That's what pretty decent is. Amazing is priority when oh yeah, like when learning a new song, I like to prioritize like singing these like vibes, or like they even help. No. never mind, wrong one. But yeah, amazing. Yeah, priority when singing or when listening. Sorry, it says listening. I just can't read my own writing when it's super very small. But good example, Tyler the Creator, Mac Miller, which I only got recently into both of those artists. Chef's kiss, they are really good. Mac Miller, listen to his I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Swimming Pool album. But if not, I think it might be Ladders. But that general album, like every single song on that album is amazing, bro. I need to listen to his other stuff, but I know of his existence because he passed away and Ariana Grande sang about him, but I did not know about his music. And again, discovering music, that is what I've been doing this year. So, yes. And also, another example is Phineas, who's Billie Eilish's older brother. He's an amazing musician. Love his music. And it is amazing, honestly. Now, 5 is Godly Experience. Changes moods, inspires singing, slash on a mental repeat. Mental repeat means like it's a song that constantly goes on in my head, or like there's a scene that constantly plays. That is what I call a mental repeat. Like, there are some songs of Billie Eilish, for example, that I just have on in my mind rent free, and like I'll just end up humming the song or singing it or whatever, whilst I'm doing a chore, or like whilst I'm just like, playing Minecraft or something. So yeah. Examples: God Is by Kanye West. Now, this is very controversial. I personally do not attach artists with their music. I know that Kanye West is pretty bad, very controversial as a person. I'm not a fan of him in general, but I do like his music. And with Deezer, the app that I use, I'm not directly supporting him, I do not believe, because he has more than enough money in the world. But I do believe that God Is honestly a holy experience. Like, you can hear it in his voice, you can hear the wrenching sensation. Like, it's amazing. And I discovered it, I think it was on 420, funny enough, and I don't know what it was just, can't explain it. Another good example is Ordinary by Alex Warren. These are going into specific songs, by the way, mostly, as I usually have preferences. Ordinary by Alex Warren, another experience, so to speak, that I just recommend to anyone and everyone. Another recommendation, which is actually the only one that isn't an artist, but actually a series, on Netflix, I think. I don't know if it is anymore, but is The 12 Monkeys, or The Army of the 12 Monkeys. And it is a sci-fi series, but it is a sci-fi series that I probably watch every 2 years, purely because it does take me a little bit, but it's like, it is so good. Like, yeah, oops, that was my dad, we're chilling. But yeah, 12 Monkeys, really recommend. I love sci-fi. Doctor Who is a good sci-fi series as well, not on this list, but I'd say it's amazing, or pretty decent compared to 12 Monkeys, which, I mean, it's amazing, bro. Okay, also Loki, it should for sure be on Godly Experience as well, number 5. Loki by Marvel, chef's kiss as well. I wish they continued that series, because that is one of my favorites. Okay, next we have Mozart. I've always listened to orchestra music, especially like non-lyrical ones, instrumental, sorry. I sometimes I'm not in the right headspace for that. I need to put my phone on charge. Jesus, I'll do that in a second. Yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes I'm in the mood for it, and like after de-stressing, or if I just get too overwhelmed, either that or I like listening to, what was it? I forgot. Or I like listening to just rain sounds. Pretty simple. I listen to no, not rain. I listen to green noise to fall asleep. Anyways, I'm gonna put my phone on charge super quick whilst we talk. So you're gonna see me do that. Let's do that, peeps. I leave my window open because it's freaking like it's hot at the moment, and it's actually gonna get worse over the next few days. We're gonna go up to I think 46, but we had like, if I remember correctly, we had like 40-degree temperatures, which for Americans, I think there's 100 and something. I don't know how much it is. I think it's 100 and like 104 or something. I don't know. I'm gonna close my window because I'm getting too distracted by the birds. But yeah. Bloop. Okay. Let me get this. Is this gonna be okay? I'm balancing this on my DVD player. Hopefully it is. After that, we have, oh yeah, Mozart. Freaking love Mozart. I mean, Beethoven as well. Those two are my favorite. Mozart more though. I don't know why, but Beethoven, I think if I remember correctly, I don't know what the songs are called, so do not quote me, but I think Beethoven has da 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 da. Da 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 da. You know that one. So I don't know which one it is, but it's one of those two, and that is my favorite one regardless. But yeah. Up next we have If the World Was Ending by JP Saxe. This one in my mind all the time. I mean, I had it on today for frick's sake. It's also amazing. We also have Lithonia by Childish Gambino. I mean, not gonna lie, that, yeah, I mean, yeah. You got Billie Eilish and Louis Capaldi as musicians. That they're both amazing musicians, and they give me said godly experience each time I listen to their music, and I don't think I've ever complained about either of theirs. The only song that I don't listen to of Billie Eilish's, which is actually kind of funny, I don't listen to it because I think it's one of the most popular songs, is Lunch, and it's purely because I'm not really a big fan of the innuendos that's constantly in that song. So yeah, but hopefully that gives you a rough idea of where my mind's at on everything. Okay, I'm gonna continue with The Sun in My Eyes. Also, I had to pause it again. Luckily, I could pause it without resetting the video because I mean, I would have redone this and that would have been problematic. But my brother was talking and I get too distracted because I am an eavesdropper. So, yeah. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a rough idea of what my mind's at with everything. I did have a different rating system. This was the first one. I don't know if any of y'all can see that at all. Then I did this one. This became my like library card thing. Like when I went and when I picked everything up. Kind of stopped doing both of those. But I kind of wanted to, this was too complicated for a regular use thing, so I just simplified it with the 0 to 5 rating, and I think that's worked out pretty good. Last month I did 0 to 4 if I remember correctly. Not even, I think I did 1 to 4, just to test the concept. And I just thought extra numbers were needed. So yeah, my brother was speaking again. Quick course break. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, also I stopped doing upper body. For those who wanted updates on my running, this week I've just not been doing upper body, but I was doing upper body before this week, regularly. When I did 10k, it got a little bit too much for me to do upper body after on the Tuesday, like after. And then what was the other thing? Yeah, today I didn't do it purely because I just wasn't in the mood to. And also I was rushing and stuff to, like, I literally like today I did 30 minutes of running, but that's including running there and back as well, because my mum was coming over, so I didn't really want to miss out on that, but I still want to be healthy, and I only ran like 3.73 kilometers or whatever the number is. So yeah, hopefully though that this long form like content really works out. I do like long form content as a whole, but the unedited, uncut, like, technically it is a cut, but it's only a pause. So yeah. Before anyone asks, this is 2 liters. It's a really nice bottle. Got this for about €8 a few years ago. All the writing's been evaporated though. Like I think this was actually €5, but you can get these for dirt cheap now. But this is really good. You just need to make sure I did not. Okay, I was not a really big fan of cleaning water bottles. Until I started like having like cherry juice and stuff in this, and then I realized like how bad it got, and this was only a few years ago, so yeah, I did not clean water bottles nearly as much, as I don't do it nearly as much now, but it's like when it starts getting cloudy or it stops being transparent, that is when I start washing my water bottles. So yeah, I mean, my stainless steel ones are fucked. Like the Hydro Flask weeks. Actually, oh yeah, I never got into what I'm going to be buying tomorrow. Tomorrow I got a list over there. How many percent is my phone at? Okay, we are going to do it like this then. I'm going to read what's over there, and then we're going to do it like that. Okay, so we have a belt. I need to get a belt for my work. Don't know if I want to get it from the second hand or if I want to get it from Action. Depends on how quickly I want to do everything. Because I can easily go to the second hand shop. It's up the road. A little bit awkward to get to. May even consider taking the bus just for that. But it depends on when everything arrives and stuff. Then we have bottle with lid. I have a bottle. It has a lid, but it doesn't have a lid covering the straw, that folds outwards. And when you're working in an environment where a lot of dust collects and a lot of like trash is everywhere, you don't really want that. Caffeine supplement pill. I do want a designated caffeine supplement that is more better for when I go like to work in the mornings. Do not like coffee, and I don't want to become a coffee drinker. I know this is basically the same thing, but I'm trying to find options that are on the cheaper end and that I can sustainably do on a budget of, like 10 cents a day, So far I've looked at some online. It's about 8 cents per one. And it's about, I think you get 120 in them, which is about €10. So I think I might consider that. I don't know. Then we have small backpack. I actually don't know if I need this. But the small backpack will be useful when I go to work, because you are allowed to keep a backpack on you whilst you're working on things. The only issue is if I am doing leaf blowing, it is a backpack, and it's a 9 kilo backpack. Essentially, the leaf blower is. So I don't know how sustainable that is at all, but it is something to consider, and also just keep on me in general. So yeah. After that we got headband. I have a bandana, which I have a double use. Actually, I saw a girl who works there, a woman, sorry, who works there as well, who wears a bandana. She's the only other white female there, because people in my area, white people are minorities, just for reference. So yeah, so it's not me being racist, it's just general facts. And she has a bandana for her head, and I don't know if that's cultural appropriation, but I used it today to just put around my neck, just because I didn't want to get really bad suntan on the back of my neck, because I had that when I was a kid and it was the worst sensation ever. And when you're working in the hot sun, I know it's the morning time, which I'm so blessed that they adapt based on the season, but I'm just saying it's not really the most ideal scenario. What else? We have protein powder. Currently, I have the protein powder of my brother, and it is expensive what he got. He got a €26 protein powder. It's supposed to be cookie flavor. It is hazelnut now, because it's been like 6 months since he's touched it at least. And I'm not a big fan of the taste. It's a good backup, and it's very liquidy, which is a good thing. But I gotta prefer my one, and mine's €15, but it lasts so long, and I only have it when I go running, and it's once every 2 to 3 months that I pick up a new one. This will be the first time that I use my own money for it, but before it was just as a supplement to when I did go running, and it is, I guess, still, because I do not have enough protein in my diet to heal nicely without it, and it's been a lifesaver, because I heal so easily now with it in my system, I feel like. But yeah, I'm just getting the cheaper one that's like €15 from B&M. So yeah. After that we have hairbands, which is different than headband. A headband is the one that kind of pulls back like that and it keeps your head like that. Hairband is what you tie your hair up with, an elastic over here in France. I just call it a hairband. I need those because I ran out, and all the ones that I do have are kind of broken. But I've recently discovered these, like, well, not recently discovered, but these really work for me. I don't know where it is. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's this thing. I don't know who gave this to me. I think my mum gave this to me. But this is so good for my style of hair, because I have naturally wavy hair. Like, I put curly shampoo in my hair because and it's adjusted for wavy hair and all that. But if I don't do that, my hair just kind of looks too frizzy, and I can't brush it with a normal like brush, like a comb or anything, because it hurts too much, and I have so much hair coming out. So my hair's naturally like this. Like, I just do that, and that's it. That's all I do, and that's like 1-2 seconds. You know, I don't put any gel or anything in my hair. But this is just so ideal because it doesn't pull my hair, and it stays as well. Like, I wore this all day today, and I don't feel like it's gonna break or anything. So I think, like, these don't break that easy, I don't think. But it just kind of stays in my hair. I go like this. A short hair will come out, but like these bits will come out. But I can go fully like that and it's still like in there, you know. So I think I'm gonna try and find those, because these just break way too easily for my, and I need like 3 of them if they're broken, and yeah, no, it's just not worth it really. So yeah. Anyways, let me just move back. But I hope that, oh, my phone's really heated up, Jesus. But I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. It was very much a rambling video. I do love me a good rambling video, to be fair. I think they're underrated. I'm probably gonna post this as soon as possible. Probably whilst I sleep as well. That'd be easier, as I'm probably gonna go sleep early tonight, as I don't technically need to wake up early tomorrow. I've got no alarm set, because I'll probably wake up naturally quite early, because of my routine the past couple of days. But yeah, so those are what I'm getting tomorrow, and I'll probably do a little bit of a haul because I won't be buying really anything else for the next couple of months apart from those things. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to the thrift shop or not, but I might be, I don't know. But yeah, but hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and yeah, also I do have a spinal brace now because I have mild scoliosis and kyphos, as it's called in English, or kyphos. Is Cyphos in French, Cyphos, sorry, which is actually a lot better sounding, not gonna lie, even though it's spelled with the letter C, which I hate. We'll get into that a different time. But hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.